Hello and welcome tankers to another episode of World of Tanks with PR154. We're here in the Lorraine 40T on Ensk, which I must admit, loading in, I was not excited about this map. It's a difficult map for tanks like the Lorraine 40T to do well in. The field is fairly bereft of concealment from terrain, concealment of shrubbery, and the city is it's fighting in the city is difficult because you're sort of relying on getting involved in these poke fights, which with a low hit point pool of 1300, the Lorraine 40T it tends to get eaten up between just low hit points and an inability to bounce those hits once inflicted. So we've started off by taking a fairly conservative approach to our play here. We have some reasonably competent eyes that are watching over the field between our AMX 1357 and the Barask. They're both tanks that are far more competent of being able to spot enemy tanks in the field. But unfortunately, our artillery has been caught with its pants down and destroyed by the enemy UDES 3 that's set up at the D0 section. We've got pointers. Enemy is also appearing to be making a play through the buildings at the east of the rail line and making a fairly concerted push through buildings at the west of the rail line. Notice a bold push by our AMX M445 though is sort of keeping them locked down into that corner. Perhaps I spoke too soon. He's just been shut down. Now the enemy T71 CMD has taken a few hits from our Chi-Ri and certainly put him within range of being able to be clipped out and taken out by the Lorraine. So we pick up our first kill of the game there. With 2 rounds left in the locker and doesn't appear to be too many threats around, we've thought, no, we'll just reload our magazine and make sure we next time we open up we do so with our full capacity. So that appears to have brought a draw of friendly medium tanks and tank destroyers in through the city. The enemy Type 59 is hounded by the Barask in WZ-120, which is very helpful as it could have been quite a thorn in the side of our team, which is looking rather depleted on that JK lines. So we make our push forward. Super Hellcat's already done a fair bit of damage to the Challenger, and we finish him off there. Unfortunately, getting... No, the Super Hellcat is still in play. I thought he was just taken out by the Barask then, but no, he's still firing with all guns and gets the Barask to a point where we are able to take that particular threat out of the equation. Barask is a particularly dangerous opponent for the Lorraine because that can make a pretty substantial dent in the hit points. It would just resort this to a 1 or 2 shot for pretty much anything else that's on the enemy team. So very brave push by our P43 TER that takes out the enemy artillery. So at least they do not have that advantage, but their UDES 03 has taken them out. Again, the Super Hellcat making an aggressive play to just make all the difference in the world in terms of making these enemy tanks killable. So enemy forces have, rather than make a press on our cap, they've elected to move to defend their own, and that's given a few of our tanks some much needed reprieve. First in is the Centurion 5-on-1, the RAAC, but we're not going to prioritise that. We're going to prioritise the Super Hellcat, and that's just going to be one less gun in the game for us to deal with. We won't be able to take out the Centurion 5-on-1 with this clip, but we'll certainly give him a horrendous repair bill and be able to make our escape, hopefully with enough time to reload our clip and get back in the fight. Fortunately, our Super Hellcat is once again on the board. What an absolute legend, and he's able to shut down the Centurion 5-1. We are now left with two enemy tanks left in the city, and both on a fairly precarious health position, which is a very good spot for our Lorraine 40T to be, because it just excels at stripping health points off low health enemy tanks and removing them from the game. So one shot into the Calibre Action 10 and another shot as well, and we've been assisted there by the Scorpion G. We round on the Tiger 1, and that is the last enemy tank taken out and game for us. Scorpion G is in my debt, but I am very much in debt for that Super Hellcat. Let's take a look at the results. And for our efforts, we have come away with the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, a couple of other badges as well, between Hand of God from suffering hits from at least 4 different enemy vehicles, and Duelist for just some of those engagements where they've shot me, I've shot them a couple of times and generally come out on top. Crucially, we have also picked up 2 of these Battle Heroes badges, one being Top Gun for taking out at least 6 enemy tanks, and the other being High Calibre for causing at least 1,000 hit points of damage, while accounting for at least 20% of the total enemy hit point pool that was in the game. We've done that quite comfortably with over 4,000 hit points of damage caused. Crucially, this has enabled me to complete the Personal Campaign Mission Coalition-15.1 for the Excalibur tank destroyer, where we have had to earn a total of 8 rewards of the Battle Heroes or Epic Medals category, but for honours we've had to do that twice in a battle, 3 times over the course of attempting to complete this mission. So very fortunate result there. Looking at the teams, we've placed quite comfortably on top in terms of damage and XP, but some fantastic efforts from our teammates between the Batchatillon, Barask, and a special mention to this Super Hellcat, who this result would not have been possible without them just putting in these 240 hit points here or there, and what that was doing was bringing enemy tanks into a range where I had enough clip capacity to finish them off and take them out of the game. So look, if that particular tank had slept in or had any other variable applied to that day, this result wouldn't have happened. So look, many thanks to the Super Hellcat. And if you'd like to see one of your replays featured on World of Tanks with PR154, please get in touch over Discord or at any of the links below, and we'll do our best to sort you out. In the meantime, take care out there.